The Mets season, which once looked so promising, has taken a sharp and troubling turn. After a strong opening stretch in which they surged to a 45-25 record through their first 70 games, the team appeared poised to cruise toward the postseason with confidence. They held a comfortable lead in the National League standings and were playing with a level of consistency that had fans envisioning October baseball. But since then, everything has unraveled in spectacular fashion. The slump has been both sudden and severe. New York has dropped 13 of its last 15 games, including 8 of its last 9, in a stretch defined by agonizing blown leads and a frustrating inability to deliver in clutch moments. Each defeat has seemed to follow the same script: early promise, missed opportunities, and late-inning heartbreak. The once formidable squad has looked out of sync, and the results have reflected it. Thursday night's matchup against the rival Braves was no different. The Mets carried a slim 3-2 lead into the 8th inning, and optimism briefly flickered. However, that hope quickly evaporated as newly acquired reliever Ryan Helsley, brought in to solidify the bullpen ahead of the trade deadline, continued to struggle. His outing unraveled when he gave up a pair of runs, flipping the scoreboard in Atlanta's favor at 4-3. The Mets could not mount a rally in the final innings, and the Braves secured the win, handing New York yet another crushing loss. For the fan base, the manner of the defeat felt all too familiar. What might have been viewed earlier in the season as an unthinkable collapse has now become expected. The team's inability to close out games has eroded confidence, and the frustration has boiled over beyond the diamond. The standings tell the story of the free fall. The Mets, now 64-57, find themselves clinging to the final National League wildcard position by a mere half game over the Reds. What was once a pursuit of a division title has shifted to a desperate battle to avoid missing the playoffs entirely. The margin for error has all but vanished, and each game carries the weight of postseason implications. Fans, who just weeks ago were celebrating the team's dominance, took to social media in a flurry of disbelief and discontent. The prevailing mood was one of panic and exasperation, with many questioning the bullpen's reliability, the offense's inconsistency, and whether the team has the resilience to stop the skid before it's too late. The road ahead is suddenly steep, and the Mets' response in the coming weeks will determine whether this collapse becomes a full-season cautionary tale.